What seems to be the trouble?
Well, you see, I had another student. I mean, I just it was Petrificus totalis was and then a counter jinx, and I'm okay. I'm just very tired, and I don't think my arm works. I lift it up, and it just like
Yes,
arm just
floppy arm. Got it.
She sort of puts her hand underneath your elbow and does this, you know?
Yeah, and I think my knees as well. I think I fell on my knees a little bit, and I kind of can't really see.
All right, drink this.
Things in
And
my,
she just like shoves like a potion into your mouth.
Just drink the whole thing in one swig. Drink the whole thing, the whole thing. There you are. There you are. That's good. Yes.
I did it.
Very well. Now, give it a moment.
And suddenly it just like you just there's a horrible gassy
Oh, sorry.
It's normal.
Oh,
You start to feel yourself start to like get extra fidgety, like your limbs start to flail about, and you start to like flop on the bed a little bit. And she says,
Don't worry, it'll only last a moment.
I feel like a fish. Oh, you didn't make it stop. I feel like a fish.
suddenly you go like rigid, like as if you were hit by the Petrificus totalis again, and you relax.
Oh. Is that it? Is there another level or something? Is this it? Did I finish? Is
Just
it
some
done?
rest. But not too
Okay.
long. We need the bed.
Okay. I
We
mean,
have some more house elves coming in.
do you want me to go? I could go back to the. Am I well enough to go back to the common room?
She gets in like really close. She pulls down like a big magnifier that makes her eyeball super huge. And then she says,
Now, this jinx. You said it was a Petrificus totalis.
Yes.
It appears to have been removed, however, quite skillfully.
Mm-hmm.
All right, just some rest for that one then. But you can do so in your dormitory.
Okay, I guess I'll just leave then.
Excellent.
And I kind of stand up really tentatively, not sure if my fish are gonna feel like feet. My feet are gonna feel like fish, and
your fish definitely feel like feet.
my fish definitely feel like feet. And I kind of, I guess I'm like chittering and sort of sliding around a little bit all over the floor. But yeah, I guess I kind of make it up, and with as much of my pride intact as possible, not very much of it, I'm gonna try and make it back to the common room.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Masie, you head to Olive's room.
Yeah. And knock on the door.
Yes, come in.
Oh. Just push the door open just a tiny. Is Olive here?
No, I don't know where she is. Why?
Okay. I'm sorry to have disturbed you, I guess. Do you know when she'll be back?
I have no idea. I thought maybe she might be with you, or perhaps the Scorpion King.
She's with the Scorpion King. Is that...
I don't know, you tell me.
I mean, I don't know. She just helps me with potions. So, it's Tressie, right?
Yes, it is.
So,
So pink in here. It's so pink.
How do you know about, how did you find out about her and this Scorpion King? Like, does everybody know? Am I the last person to know?
Try and convince
Can
her.
you tell me? I would like to automatically succeed on my convince roll.
Okay.
Does everybody know? Am I the last person to know? When did you find out? Tell me everything.
Come in. And she sort of grabs you and says,
You're not going to believe this.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not.
It's rather dire news, I'm afraid.
What do you mean dire news?
Oh. I was headed to class for the dark arts, you understand? And I saw Olive, the Scorpion King, and Professor Snape talking. I was a little curious, of course. So I listened. And you wouldn't believe what I heard.
What? What did you hear? What did you hear?
It appears that Professor Snape, the Scorpion King, and Olive are, well, they're trying to do something. They're trying to change things.
Change things? Like how? Oh my goodness, you know all of the great gossip. What do you mean?
I don't know if I should tell you.
Well, who am I going to tell? Let's face it.
Oh, you don't have to worry. I told Headmistress Umbridge already.
Oh. Well, then we don't need to worry about it, I guess.
I even saw them with that Ravenclaw student.
Oh. Really? Okay. Oh, well, where was this?
They went to some strange hallway in the school. Saw a door and everything. I followed them.
Oh. And you told Professor Umbridge exactly where it was. I'm very surprised that she didn't.
Of course I did. I'm a very good student.
But she would have needed your help. I mean, how long ago was it? Should you go back and show her where it was? I mean, clearly Olive's not back yet, so maybe they haven't caught them yet.
Well, I don't know. I did my due diligence.
Whereabouts was it? Come on, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. So,
Are you calling me a horse?
Oh no, it's an expression. No, definitely not. No, it's an expression.
Never
not at all.
heard that expression before.
Oh my goodness, no, not at all. You are the least horse-like thing I've ever seen in my life. It's
We need
just
another convince roll.
Oh God.
All right. Maybe we can see if something happens. I'm so curious, but we have to be very sneaky.
Of course. I mean, whereabouts was it? Where was it near in the castle?
It's by the central tower, and you know where the long gallery is. It's
The long gallery.
Yes, up the
Is
stairs.
that the one with the picture with the pics?
Up the stairs.
Okay. Okay. And then
Come
then
on,
where?
let's see if we can see something. Maybe they'll be using some spells. I do really want to see that fight.
You think they're fighting? Why would they be fighting?
I don't know. I'm just hoping.
I mean, what were they doing?
Well, it seemed like they were talking about something they shouldn't be talking about. I thought I heard something about a time turner.
A time turner? What do you know about time turners? I didn't even think that they were real before today.
Well, I didn't know. So I asked another student. You know, one of the boys from the 5th years.
Oh, that looks tells me everything I need to know. Who was it?
It was Gideon Knight.
Oh, I don't know if I know who that one is.
Well, he's very tall and strong, and he's on the Quidditch team. He's a beta.
Oh, I see. Wow, he must be really strong. Well, what did he say? What did he tell you? I mean, he must have told you everything. I don't see why he wouldn't have.
He didn't know anything, but he heard something from Robert Mulberry, and Robert heard something from Sharon Sweetleaf, but Sharon heard something from Charlotte Willows, because Charlotte is, well, she's 7th year, and she had heard about time turners before.
But what do you know? What did Charlotte...
I don't know much. I know that it has something to do with being able to go back in time.
Being able to go back in time. Right. So why would Olive and a Slytherin boy and Professor Snape...
Not just a Slytherin boy, but also a Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw boy. The
that
Ravenclaw.
smelly
I'm sorry.
one that everyone's always throwing papers and things at.
Yes, I'm sorry. The Ravenclaw boy. I'm sorry. I just and also the Scorpion King. I mean, why would he choose her, right? Why would he choose her?
I don't know, but when I told Headmistress Umbridge, she wasn't surprised to hear it about Snape.
She wasn't?
No, she said...
We should go.
She
Do you
said
want
that
to
she'd
tell me on the
always
way?
suspected him.
We switch scenes. Inside the room of requirement, we see two figures walking towards the face of the portrait here, the front of the portrait, and you can see that Olive, Alexander, Scorpius, and Professor Snape are sort of patiently waiting as the portrait opens. And you can see Undesirables 1 and 2, Ronald Weasley and Hermione Granger, step down out of the portrait.
He shouldn't be here.
Is this safe? Are they secure here? Are we protected?
Ronald and Hermione look very haggard and sort of dirty and sort of a little beaten up. Hermione looks very different than the audience would see her in the movies and whatnot. She's a lot like her sort of first year self. Her hair is all sort of messy and unkempt, and her shoulders are like a little bit slumped. Ron is in comparison to the real timeline, where Ron has a bit of a pot belly. He's a bit haggard here. He's thin, but he doesn't look good. Like he looks very weary, and as they sort of emerge from the portrait, he tries to help Hermione down, but she just kind of pushes his hand away. And he looks a bit dejected and looks up. And he says,
You want to tell us what that call was about? I thought we weren't going to do this anymore. I have to be honest, I don't really want to do this anymore.
It's important.
All right, well, get on with it. Who's this lot? Are you getting students involved? Again? What's wrong with you? Last time you tried to get students involved, a lot of people got hurt.
Mr. Weasley, do you really think that I would reach out to you unless it was of dire importance?
All right, well, spit it out then. What's this all about?
Excuse me. I don't mean to interject here, but...
Hey. I know you. You're Scorpius Malfoy! Why is he here? What are you doing, Snape? Is this some kind of joke? Is Umbridge in on this? Are you trying to get us caught?
It's not what you think.
Really? Oh, so he's not Scorpius Malfoy?
No, he is, but he's not.
He's not from this time.
He's a different Scorp. Yeah.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Hermione sort of speaks up for the first time. She sort of like moves her hair out of the way.
He used a time turner. And,
Oh, what?
He tried to use a time turner to save an innocent child's life, and when he went back to his own time, everything was different. He said that where he's from, Harry Potter lived.
Hey,
And
don't you dare joke about that.
I'm not joking.
She's not joking. That's what he said. And I saw it, and it looks real.
He said everything's different.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Are you saying that you have a time turner? I do. Wait a minute. What? Let me try to understand this. You have a time turner. What did you use it for?
I tried with Harry Potter's son, Albus.
Albus? Harry Potter's son?
Yes.
Ron, just listen.
We were trying to save Cedric Diggory. Hermione and Ron sort of like look at each other.
What?
Cedric Diggory.
What about Cedric Diggory? we knew his father, and he was still destitute over the loss of his son. We were trying to help and save him. So you went back with the Time Turner? How many turns did you make? A lot. You're not supposed to use the Time Turner like that. So if you went back to save Cedric, I don't understand what happened. Wait a minute. Wait. Cedric is a Death Eater now. Cedric killed Neville. Cedric killed Neville? And Neville was at the battle. So what was different in your timeline? Cedric died. He died. So Cedric died. When did he die? In the battle? No, in the Tri-Wizard Cup. They both like look at each other, and then Hermione sort of like turns away. The Tri-Wizard Cup? Yes. What do you mean he was supposed to die? He won with Harry Potter in my timeline. Harry... Wait. Harry saw Voldemort. It was a port key. Yes. Cedric went with him. He went with him and Voldemort killed Cedric Diggory. Killed him? Why'd he kill a Death Eater? Ron, he wasn't a Death Eater yet. Alright, I get it. So, alright, so he died at the port key with Voldemort. So, what happened different? Well, nearest we can tell, it appears that Neville Longbottom had killed the Dark Lord's snake, Nagini. What does that have to do with... Wait. He and Hermione look at each other. Do you think... a Horcrux? Nagini's a Horcrux. Nagini's a Horcrux.
Nagini's a what?
Never mind. So if Nagini's a Horcrux, and Neville was supposed to kill Nagini, we couldn't find the last one. That was the last one. Right. So, if Harry fought Voldemort, and that was the last one, maybe things would have gone different. Well, this is too much. I think I'm having some sort of headache. Oh. Ron, it's not that hard. So, what you're saying is that Harry's alive? Yes, Harry's alive. And you went back in time, and you did this? You did this. It's your fault?
He didn't mean to. He was just trying to do a good thing, and then a bad thing happened because of it.
He didn't know.
All right, so good intentions then. Mr. Weasley. What do you want?
Death Eater. Mr. Weasley. You're not listening.
Oh, and what are you gonna tell me, Snape? Huh? What are you gonna tell me?
The boy still has a time turner.
Oh. Do you have it? You have it with you? Yes, I do. Wait, Wait, what are we doing? Hermione, you have to be mad. You want to use that thing again? Ron, it can't get any worse, can it? This place is like hell compared to where I'm from. Surely that you must be able to imagine a better place than this. I just don't know how to do it. All right, you need to run me through everything that you did. You need to tell me when you went back, how many turns you did, and you need to tell me exactly what... I'm not exactly sure. What do you mean you're not exactly sure? Albus is the one that used the time turner. So you don't know how many turns you made?
We will have to figure it out.
Well, don't look at me. This is way over my head. All right, give me the time turner. You want it?
Scorpius starts to take off the necklace, the time turner. Hermione looks at it and she says,
That's my... Where did you get that?
"Oh, we stole it."
Stole it from where?
Well, does it matter?
Not exactly.
She like walks over and she looks at it. She says,
Huh. It looks just the same.
Ron is sort of like peeking, looking at her hand. They get like a little close for a second, and then Hermione looks at him and they sort of separate. What's wrong? From what I understood, you well, you two should be... He sort of looks at both of them.
Should be what? Are we dead in your timeline or something?
No, you're married.
What? Married? To Ron? You must be joking. No, not exactly. I'm very serious. That is the most terrifying thing you say so far. All right, well, you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing, would it? Sure, I'm all right. Yes. Alright, so we need to figure out exactly what's going on. And what about these two? Why are you bringing students here?
It's the other way around, excuse you. We brought this to Professor Snape in the first place.
Yeah, technically we were here first, so it's why we bring in undesirables here, I guess is what we should be asking.
Well, don't look at me. I'm only number 2. She's number 1. Always had to be first. She gives him the death stare.
More
all right.
importantly, are we safe here?
Safe here. I don't think
Yes.
so. I mean, it's been a long time, the room of requirement. Umbridge knows where this place is, though, Snape. You know that, right? She broke in here once. I'm well aware, which leads me to believe that it is unlikely that she would suspect myself and the supposed Scorpion King to be here at all, colluding in any sort of way.
Well, we can't be too sure. Is there some kind of protective spell you could do? Something to prevent her from seeing us or hearing what we're doing? Or could we go back through that portrait that you lot
We had
came
to
in
sneak
through?
through Hogsmeade. That wasn't exactly safe, if you know what I mean.
Right, well,
Can we just use the time turner?
let's
we
not
need to
use it
figure
more.
out exactly how many turns need to be done. We have to do this very precisely, or we could end up in some sort of horrible place. Well, it could be a different time. We might screw things up worse.
Well, how do we figure that out? How would we ever know?
Well, I'm going to need to go through everything with Scorpius. He'll have to tell me exactly what they did step by step, where they were, and then I'll have to do some maths.
Right, okay, well, what can we do in the meantime?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? The two of you are literally the most notorious resistance members, the freedom fighters themselves. How do you not have a plan for us once it's actually here? This is our
plan?
chance to change things. What on earth are we supposed to be doing?
You
We can't just sit here and wait to be found out.
What exactly do you expect from us? I don't understand. You think that we are some sort of resistance?
Yes, that's exactly what I think.
There's
I'm 11
nothing
bloody
left.
years old, and I have been raised to hope for a better future. And now that I'm looking the two people that I've been taught to look up to my entire bloody life in the eyes, they're telling me there's no plan. I'm just supposed to hope that Umbridge doesn't walk through the door and stop us? I don't care if it's busy work. You're going to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Look, you gotta understand, even when we were kids and we were going through so many different things, we were never good at this. We just sort of fell into it. I don't know, we got by. That's all it is, really. You just have to survive and hope for the best. It's really a lot of luck. And being in the right place, I suppose. Look.
Aren't you scared?
Scared? You joking? Of course I'm scared. That's all we are anymore. We're just sort of running from place to place. This is the first time I've seen Hermione in over a year now.
Besides,
Please.
look at it like this. The only reason we even got through any of that stuff was because, well, we had Hermione. Did you just compliment me, Ronald Weasley? You're probably hearing things. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, Scorpius, why don't you tell me exactly what happened? Step by step.
I will see if we can put up any sort of defense against the inquisitorial squads.
Could I help, Professor?
I don't think so, Miss Everglade. You are still a first year. Do you know any defensive spells?
No, Professor.
Very well. Then I shall have to teach you something. If you think you can understand something advanced.
Absolutely.
And you, Mr. Pinescrew.
I'm not feeling great, so I'm just gonna save my energy for later a little for now. I'll leave the magic to people who can concentrate on it.
Very well. If you wish to remain bullied, if you wish to remain misunderstood, if you wish to remain as you are, then you can do nothing. If you wish for something more, if you wish to stop this, if you wish to change, then perhaps it will require more. Do you wish to change, Mr. Pinescrew?
Yeah, but I'm just...
Do you wish to change, Mr. Pinescrew?
Yeah.
Then say it again.
Yeah, I want to change.
What will you tell the bullies that tease you? What will you tell those who jinx you? What will you tell them when you stand up for yourself?
That's enough.
I don't believe you, Mr. Pinescrew.
I stand up and dust myself off and stand as tall as I can, which isn't very tall at all. That's enough.
Show courage for me, Alex. On an 8, when you show courage, you stand strong, but are still scared of this terror. Please choose one.
You're terrified and everyone knows it. But at least you're still here.
So what do you look like when you sort of join Olive and Professor Snape?
I stand next to them. I'm trying to stand as straight as I can, but I'm shaking a little bit. And you can see it in my face. You know, I'm scared, but I'm determined not to let that stop me this time.
You gain a +1 forward when you challenge this terror. And I think for you, what would this terror be?
I think it's generally messing up is kind of how I was thinking about it, but if I was to be more specific, like putting myself out there, like getting involved is kind of more specifically what I'm afraid to do. And I'm more used to keeping my head down and just skirting around the danger or whatever, you know, not getting involved in conflict when I can. So I guess facing harm is, I think, the most specific I can be.
Okay.
It wasn't me.
Did someone find us?
There is apparently a chime that starts to go off. You can see that there is it's probably like a cracked bell that is chiming in the room. It must be the alarm.
Alarm?
What for?
We are possibly coming under attack.
Is there another way out? Secret exit?
We can't go through the portrait. We had to sneak through Hogsmeade.
Well, how much more time do you need to figure out the calculations?
I'm going as fast as I can.
Oh, I'm not criticizing, just asking.
Going
Can
to
we-
need a minute.
Okay, well then we huddle around them in a circle and try and protect them while they finish the work. Is that enough?
We can try to shield them. You will take the other side. However, I will guard the door.
Okay. Okay.
Masie.
Hello.
You and Tressie walk up the stairs, and as you do, you can see Headmistress Umbridge and several other mean-looking professors approaching this location that Tressie talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Dolores Umbridge is probably just outside the room, and she says,
The room of requirement. Of course. I should have suspected Snape much sooner. Ogilvy. Why don't you let the professor know that we are here?
and you see the probably the extra mean looking professor cast a spell, probably at the wall. And there's like a probably flame comes shooting out and blasts at the wall, leaving a scorch mark.
Oh, again.
I would like to try and cast a spell.
What are you doing?
I'd like to try and cast a Trip Jinx on the mean professor who is,
Ogilvy.
yeah. Gonna try, guys.
You can try.
Oh!
That's a 9. So that's a partial success. 7 to 9, the spell succeeds, but there are side effects. Choose 2.
I think someone or something is alerted to the casting of the spell, and the spell has a diminished effect.
Okay. So I think what happens is normally the Trip Jinx probably sticks people's feet together and they just kind of like fall over. This time, I think the feet sort of like stick together and you just kind of like force him to wobble a bit. He doesn't fall all the way over. And he sort of like, he drops his wand though. And he's sort of like, he's wobbling a bit. And she says,
I'd like
Ogilvy, what are you doing? Oh, what is it?
and she sort of,
A student? What are you doing here?
I would like to immediately try and cast another spell.
she like turns around with her wand ready. What are you casting?
I would. Are there any other teachers between Umbridge and me?
It's two teachers. It looks like 2 professors in Umbridge.
Okay, the other professor, not Umbridge, the other professor, I would like to cast Incendio and try and set fire to his robes.
Okay. That's a 14.
Yes!
So,
Oh my god.
explain what happens.
So from down the hall, I imagine there to be kind of like these little side pillars in the side, and I like to think that I popped back, so my back was against the wall, and then kind of popped out, turned around, and immediately saw her with the wand, and thought, as quickly as I possibly could, I'm just gonna go for it, and went for it. And he's wearing like this long cape, and it's actually right in the bottom corner, and I only really intended to set fire to it a tiny little bit to make it hot and to distract him, but actually, given that, I imagine I probably literally set fire to this poor man.
Okay.
And I think I'm very shocked by it.
Umbridge says,
Malfeasance!
and she looks towards you and she casts a spell at you. I think she would probably require you. Yeah, tough it out. She's gonna cast a spell at you. Try and tough it out. Roll plus your body.
Okay.
Okay. So the hit takes you off guard. So she casts a
Petrificus totalis!
at you, and it's going to catch you off guard. Choose 2 from the 7 to 9 list on Tough It Out there.
I am knocked out of position, putting me in more danger. And I think that's just far away from this place where I've been able to sneak out of and like snap against the wall and sneak out of. I don't know what I would have on me other than my wand that would be something important to lose. So I think that the only other thing is that I would take an appropriate condition, and I imagine that that's probably going to be injured, considering it was a Petrificus totalis.
Yeah, I think that the spell probably didn't hit you fully. So I think maybe like like part of your body is just kind of like frozen.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think it's probably the same arm that went before. In that case, the same arm that I couldn't. But you ever twist us twice in a day? Yeah. It's just I can't really feel it, and it's all like weird and doesn't work. Yeah. It's my right arm.
Okay. Yeah. And Umbridge says, "Get into that room. I will handle the malfeasance. Just some first year." Oh, Headmistress Umbridge, I saw her. She was trying to
wanna, try and use my arm that doesn't work to like elbow her out of the way.
struggle.
Oh, great! It's the one that I've now got a condition on.
Ooh. Okay. So you try and like hit Tressie, and she says, "Oh, do you see, Headmistress? I was trying to warn you, but she hurt me. Oh, it's so." She's like trying to hold her stomach or something. Oh, it was horrible. There was a fight. I was trying to come get you. I saw her. She was saying that she was going to cause trouble. Oh, Miss Mallard, don't you worry. I will make sure she pays.
Why would you? Are the two guys? Are they still on fire? Are they still trying to get into the room?
One of them is on fire. The other one's like he take his shoes off. As you can see, he's taking his shoes off to get out of the trip jinx. And he's gotten out of the shoes, and he's casting spells at the wall right now. You can see that some of the brick is like exposed and whatnot.
I would like to try and cast Expelliarmus on. Oh man, who do I choose? On the teacher that had the trip jinx that's fighting the wall.
Ogilvy. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, team, for helping me out with that spell. It's the second year, right?
Expelliarmus. Yep.
Okay. Thanks, squad. Oof.
Partial success. I choose 2 from the list.
Someone or something is alerted to the casting of the spell. Can't be one of the other players taking a condition because there's nobody here. My one thrown from my hands. I don't want it to have a diminished effect because it needs to work. It really needs to work right now. So I guess the only option is for my wand to be thrown from my hands and landing nearby.
Okay. So you cast the spell. Umbridge tries to put up a Protego because she's expecting you to hit her, I think, with some kind of spell, but you go after the other professor. So she puts up a Protego spell, but she just barely misses as your spell connects. And you can see Ogilvy's wand sort of like go flying. And as it does so, the door sort of comes flying off of its hinges from inside the room of requirement, comes flying off the hinges, and we see Professor Snape with a wand at the end of the hallway. And he says, "Headmistress Umbridge, I've wanted to do this for some time." And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh my
God.
gosh.
Can we talk about Wack playing 4 characters at once?
I literally can't. Yeah.
I have nothing to
And like actually being able to follow each character just by voice. Jeez.
Thank you. I'm glad you
Like
liked
the
it.
juggling, the DM of juggling.
juggling 4 characters in the air.
It just means that I'm insane. More insane than you thought. So...
No. About as much as previously thought, yes.
Great. Thank you.